Well, here we are. It's Sunday, October 30th, 2022. I'm Larissa. This is my video diary. So today is All Saints Day. And it's on a Sunday. Oh my gosh. I have my little shack. Hey, how are you, buddy? Yeah. Did you go out and let chickens out with Daddy? You did. Well, we had some excitement here yesterday. So, across the street from me lives John Hope and his wife Janet Hope. And when we first moved in here, we were very, very neighborly and friendly. Had them over for dinner, meet them, all this jazz. And they've been awful. So, like, they have this narrative that I speed up and down the street and that they constantly harass me. And he's come over here before and he tried to assault me, tried to open my car and pull me out of my car. We have, just he's an awful little troll, and that's what the problem is. He's got little dick syndrome. He's not much taller than me, if taller than me at all. Right? He's got this big old giant wife, and she's crazy mean. So, driving home yesterday after picking up my sewing machine. So I'm not going fast. I'm not going fast on the street for sure. Certainly not. I have my sewing machine in the car. And she's standing like she's waiting for me because they watch when I come and go. Right? And I think they know something about following me around. Right? Because I get followed around all the time. It's like there's always somebody out there to... Anyway. Too much time on their hands. Too much time on their hands to sit around and poke around in somebody else's business. And she like jumps out in front of my car. I didn't even have to brake to not hit her, right? Like I wasn't going fast. If I said to Omar last night, I said, I wish the car was a manual transmission so that I could prove. Because there was no way that car was in anything more than first gear. And she hits my car. So if I'm going fast and you are going to hit someone's car with your hand, how fast can you really be going if she felt comfortable enough to hit my car? Right? Like to smack at it. So I stopped and I rolled down my window. I said, touch me again. Do it. And she's like, we're sick of it, Larissa. We're sick of you going so fast. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? I called her a bitch, and she starts screaming, and and she's like, we're sick of it. And I said, I'm sick of my property being vandalized. I'm sick of my house being broken into. I'm sick of my animals being... I said, was it you or one of your stupid kids that put that fucking rat on my car yesterday? And her little troll husband comes out. What are you yelling about, Larissa? And I said, your bitch hit my car. He's like, what did you call her? I said, your bitch. She's like, come on, John, let's go call the sheriffs. I said, call him, bitch. Call him. So I came in the house and I fucking called them. Because I have this police report in Capitola and I've seen him at that market. So I know they shop over there. Right? It's not far from here. Oh my God. So I called the cops and they call back on a blocked line, so it doesn't come through. And then I called them back and I'm like, can't you just transfer me to the cop? Like, we don't have that capability. I'm like, why don't you have that capability? It's like when Capitola came out to investigate the dead animal on my car. I'm like, I'd like the car it's, checked for explosive devices. He's like, I don't have a bomb sniffing dog today. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So, you want to blow something up in Capitola? You can do it on Fridays because they don't have bomb sniffing dogs on Fridays. Yeah. Too much fucking time on their hands. This is what they're fucking worried about. These people are awful. Really, really awful. And I have to wonder, like, what is it? I think it has to be some sort of bigotry that they have. I mean, is it, do they not like Arabs? Do they not like immigrants? Do they not like mixed folks? Do they not like pro-choice people? Do they not like, what is it? Because I think it's a bigotry. I wasn't going fast. She was just being a bitch. Totally. Total bitch. She's awful. Call the cops, bitch. Call them. Call them. Call the sheriffs. Call the sheriffs, bitch. Call them, Janet Hope. Fuck you and your tiny little husband. Seriously. Little dick syndrome. Little dick syndrome. He looked like a fucking yard ornament. He's standing next to you in these trees, John Hope, you fucking lawn ornament. Fucking Napoleon. Oh my god. Get a new hobby. Get a new hobby. So, like, one of the paintings that was stolen out of this house was called Hope. So it makes me, like, wonder, was it one of their shit-ass kids? Really awful. Really awful people. Really, really awful people. And they act like, they're like the same age as my parents, around the same age as my parents. And they act like, I'm your mommy daddy. It's like, no, bitch. No, you're not. We are nothing like your fucking kids. Nothing. We own our own property. We have college degrees. We're nothing like your kids. We don't have to live with our mommy and daddy. Totally obnoxious. Totally obnoxious people. And like I said, we were so friendly and gracious when we moved in. Right? Call him. Call him, Janet. Call him. Call the sheriffs. Call him. Call him. Larissa's out here driving, leaving her house. Oh my god. She goes places sometimes. Oh my god, Janet Hope. Larissa goes places sometimes. Crazy ass people. Oh my god, I'm going to talk about that basketball game. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that basketball game. I am. The game is totally corrupted now by the gambling industry, right? I voted no on both of those gambling propositions because I do not believe it is morally or ethically sound to gamble on beings, right? I have problems with gambling, period. That's personal, right? I just don't, I don't think, like, even in, card games or whatever. Now, am I saying I've never gambled? Yeah, I've been to Vegas and lost $80 at the blackjack table and put $80 into a slot machine, right? And I'm like, oh, what a waste of $80, right? What a waste of $80. That's how I feel about gambling. I feel like it's a waste. It's a huge waste. And so, like, bingo for prizes, or even lottery scratchers, not as bad, not as big of not as big of a deal, but even that, like, those are holiday stocking stuffers kind of thing. But again, gambling doesn't make sense to me, and particularly when it comes to gambling on beings, particularly human beings. And I just think it taints refereeing, because then it comes down, you're beholden to, street thug politics of whoever the bookies are in town, and you don't have, it's not an equal playing field, right? And it's artificially, it's just, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. It's reprehensible. I believe it's a reprehensible act, right? And I think it has really affected refereeing. And geez, like, last night was pick on Draymond and try to humiliate Clay night. That's what that seemed like to me. So it seemed like to me. I mean, they always do that to Clay, take away his points. That is not the first time. And it's not one of just like a couple. Like, no, it's not. It's happened a lot. It has happened a number of times. And I don't understand. What is that about? What is that about? So really, that game should not have gone into overtime. If we had those two baskets and the free throws that should have gone with that foul, which we would have gotten, we won that game. And I don't think there's any kind of honor in winning a game that way, right? Like, what did the Hornets get? All they got was stats out of that. Who really won out of that? Whoever was betting on that game, right? Who had the long shot? Right? That's what that's about. And I think it's gross. Steph, that sweater was hilarious. It was a festival of fur. That sweater was something. It was. I wanted to brush it. Was it Angora rabbit? Was it cashmere? Was it acrylic? Was it 100% acrylic? Acrylic. If I wear 100% acrylic, when I sweat, I smell like maple syrup, and it grosses me out. I had a bunch of vintage clothes in high school. A bunch of vintage clothes that I bought, down at Cinderella's attic. And acrylic stuff from the 70s. All the acrylic stuff from the 70s, right? Whenever I'd wear it, I'd smell like syrup in school. I couldn't have pancakes for a while. It grossed me out. Acrylic makes me smell like maple syrup when I sweat. Ugh. Polyester also makes me smell nasty. Yeah, it does. Anyway, I'm playing Detroit today, huh? Gonna play in Detroit. At the big old Ilitch Dome. Little Caesars. The Palace at Auburn Hills was a nice place. I don't know. Why'd they give up the Palace? They wanted to bring things back down into Detroit. Are you guys gonna go to Grosse Pointe for dinner? Blue Nile still down there. That was a really good Ethiopian restaurant. The Blue Nile. There's the Bouzouki Lounge. You go Bouzouki. You go dancing afterwards. Have some ouzo. Some saganaki. Their Greek trio is really good. At the Bouzouki Lounge. At least it used to be. I don't know. There's Pegasus down there. All that stuff down there in Greek Town. There's the Greek Town casinos. There's never anybody in them, hardly. But they're nice. Stayed in one time. You're gonna go down to Kobo and see Gilda's wing with her paintings. Her work's really nice. Her work's really moving. I love it. You're gonna go to the potato factory. Get stuffed baked potatoes. Yum. It's still there. I tell you to go to Cass Cafe, but they closed it down. Z's is still there. That's good pizza. Z's is good pizza. I don't know. Did they close Union Street? I think Omar said they might have closed Union Street. That was a really good restaurant. That was Miss Aretha Franklin's favorite restaurant. She used to eat there all the time. I had friends in college who were servers there. And she used to go to Union Street all the time. But that's closed. I'm pretty sure they closed Union Street. I left with Rhinoceros. The Blue Nile, if it's still there. Or Lark, if it's still there. Is Lark in Detroit or is Lark down in Birmingham? I can't remember. You can go to Lely's. Is Lely's still there? The two Lely's. Leno's. Is Leno's still there out in Rochester? What about Priya? It's a good Indian restaurant. Beirut Palace in Royal Oak. Not expensive. Very good. Go down to Pontycrack. I don't even know what's in Pontycrack these days. There's probably still some art galleries down there. I don't know. Habitat's probably still down there. I know there's a couple clubs and there's concert venues down there still. They reopened the Phoenix Center. I think they closed Gargoyles. Did they close Gargoyles Coffee Shop? Nick's Deli. Nick. Chuck tried to marry me off to Nick. And George tried to marry me off to Christophe. Everybody was always trying to marry me off to someone. Oh. I hope it's a fair game tonight. I'm not going to say nothing about nothing. I hope it's a fair game. I hope it's a fair game and that it's called without fucking gangster interference. $2 Chuck, you just keep your mouth shut. $2 Chuck. Chuck. What's good, Chuck? Yeah, I call you fat girl because I'm a fat girl. Fat girl can call fat girl, fat girl, fat girl. Chuck. I still love you, Chuck, but please, keep your mouth shut. Anyway, made pasta last night. Baked pasta. Baked penne in my newly refurbished spacecraft oven. My lowrider oven. It needs fuzzy dice. I told my son we got fuzzy dice and hang fuzzy dice over. It's all chromed out. Like an Impala. Not all the Impalas had chrome. Some of them did. Chrome bumpers. I don't know. I'm going to make for dinner tonight. I said something about doing something with some baby kales. I got baby kale down there. Maybe do fish and potatoes and baby kale and ginger. See, I'm still in barbecue mode. I gotta get back to cooking on the oven. Now that I have it again, right? I have to reteach myself how to make eggs on the stove. Been using that hot plate. Got used to. I had to teach myself how to make eggs on the hot plate. Now I gotta teach myself how to make egg on the stoves again. I didn't bake a cake yesterday. Maybe I'll bake a cake today, or cupcakes. Muffins. I'll make muffins. I'll make muffins today. Yeah, I'll make muffins. I'll chop up some of my candied prunes in there. Chop those up and make muffins. Make you poop muffins. That's what I'll do. Make some make you poop muffins. I need to make an apple crisp too. I could do apple crisp muffins. I could do apple crisp muffins with, I know what I'm going to make. It's going to be a muffin, and I'm going to put I'm going to chop up some prunes and put it in the batter, and then I'm going to chop up the apples and put them on top, and then put crumble on top of that. So, instead of raisins, I'll have prune bits. Oh, that'll be good. It'll be like an apple crumble muffin, and it'll be high in fiber. Help those having trouble pooping poop. Whenever I make cakes and stuff, I could even make it even more vegetable-y and fibery. I got a little zucchini down there. I could grate it and make a zucchini bread. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. See, when I make cakes, I try to do that kind of thing, like sneak in some extra fruits and vegetables and things. That's what I try to do. Extra fiber, extra nutrition. So it's not just cake. It's not just any cake. My cakes have fruits and vegetables in them. Anyway. I'm glad to hear that Nancy Pelosi's husband is improving. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about this guy. What is his last name? DePepe? Did they say his last name is? DePepe? David DePepe? Is that what he says his name was? Oh, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on his name. I just heard it. Anyway.